Hello, Dr. Bridget here with another prescription for success. Today I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of daydreaming. Daydreaming, it's something that we used to do in school, isn't it, when we were bored with lessons, and it's sort of been labelled as something that isn't useful. But I've been doing quite a bit of reading recently and I'm giving it to you, so apparently daydreaming can be really, really useful. So what they did was they did an experiment, and they gave people, I think it was students, they gave them a task which was, so they gave them something like a coat hanger or a hairbrush, and you had to think of lots and lots of ways to that you could use that. So they asked them to start with, and then they split them up into 3 rooms and gave them things to do. So in one room they were just completely quiet. In another room they had a very boring task to do, something like reading phone numbers out of a phone directory, although I know they don't exist anymore, but that's sort of mundane, or picking up pencils and putting them in, just something really mundane. And in the third group they gave them a really complex task that they had to do in between the tests. And it was interesting because when they retested how much they could brainstorm about things to do with coat hangers or hairbrushes, the people that got the best scores were those who'd actually been doing really, really boring tasks, and they'd allowed their mind to wander off and just start to create different thoughts while they were doing this really boring task. So it's not really a very good reason to do ironing, but you can actually think about, if you think about it, sort of when you're walking around the park, or when you're just sort of sorting out paper just because you have to, or doing the ironing, or something really mundane and something that you're not particularly inspired by. It's quite amazing how these thoughts and solutions and creativity sort of pop into your mind. So maybe it is worth doing the ironing. I'll have to give it a go. So just my thought for today, that daydreaming can be really, really creative. I don't want you to go too far though and start to daydream all the time, because you'll never get anything done, and we want you to get what you want and be really fulfilled in your life. So that's me with another prescription for success, and I'll see you next week. Bye.